say a word which I read from my father's time. Meaning that I want to add something. Vaidaber Hashem el Moshe. This is chapter 31, verse 1. Vaidaber Hashem lamedalefa. Vaidaber Hashem el Moshe lemer nekoim nikmas bnei Yisrael beis hamidyon. Go and take revenge of the Jewish people from the Midianites. Achar, right after that, ta'aseh v'lamecha. Right after that, you're going to be gathered to your people. What? So, it says that Hashem is asking Moshe Rabbeinu to tell the Jewish people they need to have the revenge of the Jewish people from the Midianites. And we know normally a revenge is not a good character. It's not a good character. Revenge is not a Jewish character. We forgive and forget. What is the concept of revenge? Must be that this revenge is a revenge that brings Kovod Hashem, brings honor of Hashem. The Medrash says, who went to fight the Midianites? They took 1,000 people from each tribe. So, who they took? The Talmidei Chachamim. All the rest sat and learned Torah. So that 12,000 people go to the army, and against the army, there are 1,000 people learning Torah to protect them. And doing what? They degraded Jewish people to have forbidden relations with non-Jewish women and to worship idols. So those girls of the Midianites and the nation of the Midianites, they're the ones that pushed and actually did cause the Jewish people to sin and worship idols. So it's an honor of Hashem to give it the revenge from the Midianites. But it doesn't say that. It says, go ahead and take the revenge of the Jewish people. So it became personal. Because when they degrade the Jewish people in front of Hashem and cause them to sin, it's a revenge of the Jewish people, and the Jewish people are identified with Hashem. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, go take 10,000, 12,000, 1,000 from a tribe, and go kill the Midianites. And they went to the war. They won the war. They killed the Midianites. But only one thing they didn't do. The women, the girls, they didn't kill. They took them as slavery, as slaves, as a booty, part of the war. They took them. So what happens? And not only that, the young boys of Jewish people ran to grab the biza, ran to grab the booty. Moshe Rabbeinu, Elazar HaKohen, and all the presidents went outside to stop them, to calm down the situation. Moshe Rabbeinu got angry. So I want to talk about this. This is subject I want to talk about. What exactly happened? The Gemara in Masechet Sochi, and also in the Dorim Chopez, says anyone that gets angry, he forgets his Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu got angry, so because of that, Moshe Rabbeinu forgot the laws of purification of the vessels that they took in the war and the clothing. The vesting and the clothing. But Moshe Rabbeinu did not forget all the Torah. because all the laws of what to do next with the women, so they said all the male get rid of. All the female, those that were with men kill, and girls that are virgin that never had a man with them, that never had mishkav zoch, slept with any person, keep them alive. So the details of that, Moshe Rabbeinu gave. And not only that, he told them that you need purification of the third and seventh day of being purified by the Torah Aduma to become pure. So the laws of purification and orders what to do with the booty and the leftovers, people that they didn't kill, Moshe Rabbeinu came. But the new laws how to purify the vessels that they used from the Midianites and how to purify the clothing, that Elazar HaKohen came. So Moshe Rabbeinu got angry, but his anger didn't cause him to forget everything. In other places, Moshe Rabbeinu got angry, in other places in the Torah, and the Miluim, he forgot everything. Here, in this situation, Moshe Rabbeinu only forgot part. He only forgot the laws of purification of vessels, but the purification of the people, the what to do with the leftover people that they captured from the war, Moshe Rabbeinu gave the orders. So apparently, the anger of Moshe Rabbeinu was not just a totally unjustified anger. Otherwise, you should forget everything. So first of all, we have to understand what happened here. Why Moshe Rabbeinu's anger was a little bit justified. And in concept, why when you get angry, you forget the Torah. And then, look what happened opposite. When Elazar HaKohen, this is the Gemara in Eruvin of Samach Gimel. The Gemara in Eruvin says that when Elazar HaKohen said over the laws of purification of vessels, he got punished. Why? Because it says in the Gemara Eruvin, this is what it says in the Torah. Vayomer Elazar HaKohen. Elazar HaKohen told the people of the army, Zois chukas haTorah. This is the rule of the Torah, how to purify the vessels. Asher tziva Hashem es Moshe, that God commanded Moses. So apparently he gave honor to his Rebbe. But even though he gave honor to his Rebbe, the Gemara in Eruvin says that he got punished because he said Allah in front of his Rebbe. When your Rebbe is standing in front of you and he needs to say the law, you cannot jump ahead, jump the gun, and say the law. It's a disgrace to the Rebbe's ruling. Not covered. First of all, it's your gaiva, and B, it's not covered for your Rebbe. So, although Elazar HaKohen mentioned the name of his Rebbe, he said, listen, you Rebbe told me that. But basically, in a way, he put shame that his Rebbe forgot. He got punished, and although Moshe Rabbeinu, the previous Parsha says that Moshe Rabbeinu appointed Yoshua to be the next leader, the successor of Moshe Rabbeinu, but he put Elazar HaKohen above him. And the Gemara says why? Because Kahuna, which represents Hashem's words, because he has the tablets that tells him, Uri Betuvim, tell him what to do. Hashem, Kohen Gadol, is above a king, above a ruler, a ruler. So although Moshe Rabbeinu had a successor, Yoshua was his continuation as a leader, but the Torah had to be above, Elazar HaKohen had to be above. Yet, because here that Moshe Rabbeinu got angry and he forgot part of the laws, when Elazar HaKohen jumped the gun, he said, listen, Rebbe, this is the law that you mentioned in the name of Hashem, how do you purify vessels? He got punished that when he entered Eretz Israel, the position that Hashem gave him never came to fruition. All the 40, 50 years that Elazar HaKohen lived, when they entered Eretz Israel, he was never used as a leader, as a ruler, to use his only once to separate the land. But all the wars, Yoshua did not use it. And the Gemara in Eruvin says the reason was because on the moment when his Rebbe forgot the halacha, he jumped and he said the law in front of his Rebbe, even though he said it in his name. So we have to understand what's going on. So let's go over what I just said, the information here, and make the understanding of the package. First of all, we have to understand why when a person is angry, he forgets the Torah. And the simple understanding is Because if you don't understand that the Torah from Hashem is the wisdom of God, you're not a vessel to hold the wisdom of Hashem. When a person shows that he doesn't really understand that the Torah is the wisdom of Hashem, when he's angry. How a person is angry means he gives himself value. Oh, you didn't do what I said. Something goes wrong. You get angry. I get angry. The anger is a person from his own feeling of flesh and blood, that is his existence. So when a person has a feeling and a passion to his existence and his feelings, and he gets angry, and anger is an opposition to the concept of Torah. Because the whole concept of Torah is the word of Hashem. And if you get angry, you can hold the word of Hashem. Because it's yourself. And Hashem means there's nothing else besides Hashem. So it's a contradiction in essence. So that's what the Gemara says in the Dom 22. Kol hakoes im chochomu chochomu misalekes. Im novu nevusu misalekes. If he's a prophet, his prophecy goes. If he's a wisdom, he forgets his wisdom. When a person gets angry, it means he loses. Now wait a second. So let's go with Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu got angry, but he didn't lose all his wisdom, only partial. Must be that his anger was with a chesh, with a calculation to property. He had the right to be angry. Why? Because the Jewish people did the war without the goal. The whole goal of the war was to get rid of the women that caused the Jewish people to sin. And now they went to war and captured those beautiful women. You go to the war, now instead of doing what we want to do, I'm going to do my head there, whatever it is. Now, whoa, all those beautiful women were captured in my war. Said the whole goal twisted. There was a twist thing. So Moshe Rabbeinu had the right, and he needed by law of Hashem to be angry. So why he forgot part of his wisdom? Because maybe, we don't know, but it must be that the anger was not a complete, although you had a point and you had the right to be angry. But maybe he should have said it another way. Just as he went out with the Loza HaKohen and all the presidents, and he came back to war and started screaming, Vayicha, got angry, furious, and what you guys are doing? Maybe he should have said it another way. He should tell them Mussar, now without anger. See, you have the right to have anger, to teach them, to train them. But we cannot judge it, only Hashem. When we see that definitely part of his wisdom didn't go away, because probably you had the right. That's a simple understanding to be angry. But in a certain way, Hashem didn't agree to that, and he forgot part of his wisdom. But in essence, since we see the fact that he didn't forget all the Torah, and actually most of it he didn't forget, because most of the halachas, which is how to act with the people, and the purification of the people, he had only version of the vessels he didn't have. It's only partial. Most of the problems he solved himself. So therefore, because he had the right, we have to say, and that's the proper way that when you have when you're a leader or a rabbi, you hear this rabbi, when you're a rabbi, sometimes you need to be angry. And you have to show anger. But only outside and inside. When Rabbi Gamliel died, and he was the president of the Jewish people at the time of the end of the Second Temple, and they anointed his son Rabbi Anoshi, which wrote the Gemara, to become the next president. He gave him a tzavah. He gave him a tzavah. You know tzavah? A will. His will was ne'oig nesiuscho beromo uzroi k'mora batalmidim, means leader your presidency with high and throw bitterness to your students. Let's just show love to your students. No. There is a point that a president, a leader, a king needs to have a distance. There's a halacha in Masechet Sanhedrin, it's brought down in the Rambam halacha, that Tamlich alecha melech, the Gemara says, Shete'eh ein moso alecha. You have to have fear from the king. When the king goes to the bathroom or he takes a haircut, you're not allowed, it's a negative commandment to look at it. You cannot look in the position that he's not in disgrace. So there is a halacha, part of the honor of the Jewish people to have a king, part of the nobility, is that we need to have fear him and give him honor. So he needs it. So he told him, now you're president, now you're ruler, you have to act different. People have to have a distance. Because it's their benefit. It's the benefit of the klal. So Moshe Rabbeinu had the right to be angry. And he should be angry. He should show anger. Because they missed the point. They act with the whole story. And they put 12,000 people in danger. And after 1,000 people learning Torah, Besmedesh, and praying for them, they would win. And they had to do Kiddush Hashem. When they came to the story, it came a big joke. All the nations laughed. No, look at those Jews. They went to one, they grabbed the girl. The whole story is awkward. So you had to show anger. There was a must. But maybe in a way, how he was angry, only Hashem knows. We see Lemaisa, the Gemara says he forgot part of the laws. Because some kind of way, the anger was judged. But the laws of HaKohen was opposite. Elon HaKohen, what happened? The high priest, Moshe Rabbeinu appointed him to be above his successor, above Yoshua. And what happens? He sees his Rabbi forgot the laws. And now what's going to happen? Everybody's coming back with all the vessels. They're going to use it. They're going to do prohibitions. It will be a big chil Hashem. So I have to jump the gun. I have to save my Rebbe from sin, from stumbling. I have to save the Jewish people. Wait a second. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell him the halachas. So I'm going to tell him in his name, I'm giving him the kavod. Those are the laws that Hashem told Moshe. But I have to stand in front of my Rebbe. What can I do? I must. If I'm not going to say now, people are going to start sinning. Right away, going to go to the tents and sin. Okay, my Rebbe got angry, forgot part of it. What can I do? Well, that's my job. I need to save my Rebbe from his Olamah. He said the Jewish people. Adarab. Hashem brought me to this situation that he will forget, and I remember, and I need to say it over. Because now I'm an opportunity to say it over, like Pinchas. The Gemara says by Pinchas, the Gemara in Sanhedrin says, that Pinchas went to Moshe Rabbeinu and he asked him, you taught us, Boel Aramis Kanoin Boyim. There's a Mishnah in Sanhedrin. One who lives with a non-Jewish woman in public, jealous people kill him. She said, listen, this guy is doing it. Should I follow this law? He asked Moshe Rabbeinu. And Moshe Rabbeinu says, go ahead, and he did. So what Elazar should have said in your name, because he has to say, and Hashem, and forever and ever, Pinchas merit to be Kunas Olam, to be part of that story, that he brought that dialogue in reality. So Elazar, he had that thought to say, I need to say it. Not I need to say the Jewish people. But the Maharsha says in Chidush HaGodo is there, that the Elazar HaKohen should have waited few minutes, few hours, when Moshe Rabbeinu's anger goes away, and maybe his Rebbe will remember. And if he really had the feelings for the kavod of the honor of his Rebbe, so although the Rebbe said part of it was not he forgot, he should have felt for the kavod of his Rebbe to wait till his anger goes away, and maybe he'll remember. And if he didn't remember, then he will tell him. But he jumped the gun. He jumped and he said, this is the rule of the Torah that Hashem told Moshe. And he didn't wait as he's feeling for a student of the Rebbe. Maybe he will relax and Hashem will give it back to him. And he didn't. So because of that, he never merited to use in reality the position Hashem gave him above Yoshua. To use the movement. Unbelievable. Imagine. So the Rosh Yeshiva, my father says, let's just imagine. Elazar HaKohen, all his life, he designated himself to be the Golador. He learned Torah, he worshiped Hashem. He's 110 years old. I think he got 110 or 20. He's a very old man. And he's supposed to be the leader, supposed to be the word of Hashem above Yoshua. He brings the word of Hashem doing the tune to the world. And he prepared himself that they can ask him any question he knows. He probably knew the whole Torah by heart, knew everything. He was a leader. He worked on himself to be a good character, a prophet, to receive Hashem's knowledge all his life. And the little mistake that he jumped the gun, he didn't have the merit to use his position all his life. So be very careful. Very careful. As rabbis, as students, how much Hashem wants perfection from us. And how much of it, when we get angry, we lose our wisdom. Because anger is an opposition to the knowledge of Hashem. Which is the knowledge of Hashem, is Hashem. It's an opposition. Hashem cannot rest his wisdom, which is in the person he's angry, that he has himself to be, he feels himself, to be angry for himself, and he's feeling that his existence sector is in opposition. So it's in that position you lose your wisdom. It doesn't work together. Should all be zoiche to learn from this.